What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another deep dive. Today we're going to go over John Sykes' discography. First time I ever heard of John Sykes, well, first time I ever heard him definitely would have been the Whitesnake album, but I wasn't aware of who he was as a player. First time I heard of John Sykes was when my drum teacher was all up in a lather because his former drum teacher Carmine Appice was recording at Little Mountain Sound in Vancouver. I think they were with, I don't know if it's Bruce Fairburn or Bob Rock or whatever, but that was the first time I heard of John Sykes. And then the first time I ever knew, so I'm like 14 or 15 at this time. So, and I mean, the Carmine stuff, at the time, I think he was playing with like King Cobra. Yeah, he wasn't really setting the world on fire with whatever he was doing. I know he had an opportunity to do something, but then it just turned into that. So I got to know who John Sykes was then, and then I really started to like him as I got way older, and I went back and was listening to like the Whitesnake, and I'm like, this guy is actually an amazing singer. The guy is like the triple threat. He has got the voice, he has got the chops on the guitar, and he's got the looks. I don't know why he wasn't a smash, but timing is huge. Obviously, timing is huge. Blue Murder, if that would have maybe come out in 87. Obviously, we know we had the Whitesnake album, but it's like just the timing of the end of grunge and then the subsequent, falling away of that complete genre just went away. Other than, mind you, a few acts, like say Metallica kept going, Bon Jovi kept going, Def Leppard kept going, handful of other hard rock sort of artists, they kept going. And then just the music industry changed. And when I listen to, we'll go over, I have a playlist here. We're going to go over, we're going to give some song samples here, and you can hear the differences, just sort of the sound. And again, like I never really got into like me, like probably most people, you get to like 80, so 90, 91, summer 91, the Black Album, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Nevermind, like everything kind of came out within that short time period. And then just the industry just went, we're going this way and you guys are that way, and see, it's been nice. And they just were done. So unfortunately, Blue Murder didn't have a little bit better of a bit more of a, I don't know. The industry is strange. I'm certainly grateful I'm not the type of guy that has to think of trends and like, oh, that was like 6 months ago where it was hot, and now it's just kind of meh. Even though the songs are really good. So I went through his stuff, and I didn't realize Tygers of Pan Tang, who they were. I didn't really listen to much of Thin Lizzy. There's a few tracks like obviously Boys Are Back in Town and Bad Reputation. Yeah, but I hadn't listened to much of this stuff, and then getting into it, I took last week off. I felt like complete garbage when I went to record, and then I'll just try it on Sunday, and then my week was done. I felt terrible. So I made a playlist, and we're just gonna give some taste of some of these songs. Gonna get a little taste of John as much as we can. He's got some of the stuff like these Tygers of Pan Tang, because I know there's another guitar player, but I mean, John is fast. He does this tremolo sort of picking. He's got fast hands, man. He is not a slow player. So let's go through some of these things. I'll give you a couple little 3-4 seconds each. Hopefully we don't get hit like I did a couple weeks ago, but I think I've learned my lesson. So let's check this out. This is up first, we're going to start with the first album that John played on with Pirates of Pan Tang. It was recorded at the end of 1980, apparently released January. Maybe it was just defaulted January 1st. Didn't know the actual date because he have two albums from 81. So these guys were on the ball. So let's check out Hellbound. I can only listen to so much because I don't want to get... Apparently, Metallica found some influence, I think, from these guys, and then possibly the Thin Lizzy album. So that was Hellbound. Up next, we got Blackjack. So like it's I really got into these guys. The lead singer from this band, awesomely. Let me just look up his name because he is that good. I really like this guy's voice. Really like his voice. I'm surprised he didn't sing more. John DeVrill. I'm not sure why he didn't have more success, but anyways. Okay, that was Blackjack, and the last track from the debut, the Spellbound album. Here we go. Come on. This is actually a great tune. If that didn't get some radio love, I'd be shocked. I really like that. All right, let's move on to Crazy Nights, not Kiss Crazy Nights. This is the Tygers of Pan Tang Crazy Nights. Up first, here we go. Pretty basic straight ahead rock, but like, so for this list, there's obviously John soloing, but John's a really good rhythm player as well. Like the downstroke, man. I don't know about that. Okay, that was Love Don't Stay. Up next, we got Running Out of Time. I always say this too fast. So for me, I felt that the production on the Crazy Nights versus I never remember the names. Spellbound. I found the production on Spellbound actually a little bit nicer than this. It's kind of like Kiss 1 or Kiss debut and then Hotter Than Hell. It just doesn't last. And then the last one from this album, some guitar riffy goodness. That was Raised on Rock, as you can tell. So after Tygers of Pan Tang, he joined Thin Lizzy. I think that was actually a good fit. Because, or maybe it wasn't. Like maybe when I read or heard, somebody said that the Chain Thunder and Lightning, is that I'm pretty sure that's the name of the album, Thunder and Lightning, yeah. Thin Lizzy, yeah, the Thunder and Lightning. It was a bit heavier, a lot more guitar, and people were kind of like, eh. And that was John's influence. So John is not as, obviously he can write poppy, as we'll see later, but he's a riffy, heavy guitar player. And speaking of heavy guitar, I can't let the song play too long. Love it. I didn't touch on any of the live recordings, but there's live. I don't know if it's 2004, but John does a version of this, and the guitar sounds amazing. That was Thunder and Lightning. Love it. Up next, this is probably the baddest guitar track on this album. I'm waiting for that pinched harmonic. That one. That kind of plays a little bit over the bar. Got a nice groove. And then the last one was a bit more poppy. Baby, please don't go. And that was Thin Lizzy. All right, so from there, it's funny when you got with Whitesnake and Coverdale. There's all these different versions: U.S. version, U.K. version, U.S. version, U.K. version. But I only got two from Slide It In. I thought that Slide It In was a little bit very light on guitar, like for the era of Eddie and I guess Yngwie was kind of out at that time. Steve Vai, Flex Abel, like the sort of the guitar shredder virtuoso was just kind of coming in to its own. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention in '84 to that. I was 10. But looking back, what's his name? Warren D. Martini you would have had. And I was docking around there. George Lynch, another excellent player. That was sort of the buildup of, I think Shrapnel was starting to build around that time. So this was a little bit lighter, but it's more poppy. The Slide It In is actually a bit of a poppy album. So here's the first track from Slide It In. That is Give Me More Time, the U.S. mix. And then not obviously. Spit it out, spit it out. Yeah, so that was it for Slide It In. Kind of a cheesy, slide it in right to the top. So cheesy. All right, let's move up for a few years. Let's go to the 1987 smash hit. That was the Whitesnake self-titled album from 1987 with the mega decade sort of theme. What do you call it? Title track on there. Here I Go Again. This is like late 80s. Like if you could pick like 4 or 5 songs, this song would be in there for the 80s. Very good song. It's not in there. Because I don't really know, like with the guitar, is that Adrian Vandenberg? John, so I don't. But the guitar sounds great. I'll put on there the isolated guitar. So let's check out what we got first from the Whitesnake album. I'll keep these ones short. Pinch harmonic goodness in this one. Looking for love. Obviously, this next one had to be on there. I don't want to get a strike right here. You know that one. This is my favorite track from the album. That's got a great solo in there too. Love that. You know me. And then lastly, let's see what we got here. A little bit of guitar going on there. And we all know what happened with the fallout of that. There was, I think, Adrian and Vivian Campbell, which is another great player who happened to also play with Thin Lizzy. He took over with Adrian, and then Vi came on board. Anyways, that was the self-titled album. Up next, we got the Blue Murder solo album. Here we go. This is Blue Murder's version of trying to do Fool in the Rain. You're no John Bonham, Carmine. So good sounding. Next. This one's an odd one. Ptolemy. And then lastly, the third one, of course, this has to be on there. My favorite song on the album by far. My favorite Blue Murder song by far. Love it. That has a sort of an A part and a B part. And then he does sort of an outro solo. Really great note. John has great note choice. He's got that sort of a bluesy thing. He was never like, he was fast. He had fast hands. Kind of reminds me of like if you think 83, Vinnie Vincent's another guy that was very fast hands, like really quick playing for 83. So John is up there. He's a fast player, but he doesn't do like, he does not doing like the sweeping or like these wide fingered patterns. They're a little bit more, but fast as heck. All right, let's go on to the next Blue Murder. Oops. That one's called I'm on Fire, not to be mistaken with the Van Halen one. Okay, let's talk about tone for a sec. Who has better Les Paul tone than John Sykes for this glam rock metal sound? I don't know. He's probably got one of the best tones out there, hands down. That was Runaway. Up next. This is oops. He's like his rhythm playing is he's rhythmically another excellent player. That was We All Fall Down. Next. This one's called Dance. The songs are pretty good. And then the last one I have on here is Timing, man. Timing. If this would have been a few years earlier. All right, let's go on to some of John's solo work. We got the 20th Century Heartbreak. We got the Standing, what's it called here? Out of My Tree, Loveland, 20th Century. All right, Standing at the Crossroads. Check this one out. How do you not love this guy? Fucking awesome. Come on, load up here. Do or Die. Great track. On to the next album, which would be 20th Century. 2 albums in 1 year. What the frick is the deal? So he had there's a Loveland one, and it's just a bit, I didn't choose anyone's from that. It's a bit more of like a slow stuff. Like, John can write, sing, perform, play some pretty good rock ballads. He's very good at writing those. So that was a bit more of that one. I don't really have anything from that one, but here's this track. Did I play Do or Die? Okay, let's go to 20th Century Heartache next. This is from the next album. Come on, load up. That this album rocks. That was 20th Century Heartache. Next one. That one's called 20th Century. It's pretty good rating in this one. Like, not everybody likes it. Like, the 2000 album, like, you could see he's just trying new sounds, trying this, whatever. But I think he did well with the. He is a good songwriter too, man. Rest in peace. This guy was so underrated. And on to the 2000 man one. Up next, we got. This song is called Archangel. Let's see if we can. That was Archangel. Next one we got. This one's called One Way System. And then lastly, we got. I think it slows down a bit here. Talking about love. So yeah, so I have the song, the playlist will be there. I should have told you guys to check it out. You guys could listen along. And yeah, honest question: who's a better rock guitarist singer? Who's better than John for that? Why can't I find my trying to find my thing so I can see what I look like when I'm talking here? There it is there. Who is better than John? The only names that sort of came to mind would be like Nuno Bettencourt, Paul Gilbert. But like John's got a way stronger voice than both of those two. Like, honestly, I can't think of anybody better that has better of the three. I can't think of anybody. If you can think of somebody, throw the name in the description. Anyways, I really enjoyed going over the John Sykes discography and just doing a deep dive. I really enjoyed that. He should have been bigger. I don't know what the deal was, but obviously there was some fallout and the fallout from the Blue Murder and just kind of sucks, but whatever. I saw there was a live video of him playing live within Lizzy, I think early 2000s. Sounded pretty damn good. He was singing lead vocals as well. He was very talented. Passed away in apparently late December from cancer. What are you going to do? But yeah, go check out some John. Throw on some John and enjoy, because the guy is a guitar legend, singing legend. So come back next time. I will be doing, I don't even know yet, probably do some album covers to switch it up. Album cover ranking. So until then, I will catch you guys later. Peace.